in the metal.
It feels like a bolt-action rifle.
Yes.
I was just like, oh my! And I was
Really
driving it. You're like,
awesome.
put it in the second gear, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You about lost.
I was like, I can't change my pants, man. That felt so good. Goddamn Tom Cruise. Can't stop talking about Tom Cruise now. Like
I'm back with Phil, people. We're talking about Tom Cruise.
Can't stop talking about Tom Cruise. I don't know what it is. I had to get him tattooed on me somewhere. Good grief.
Okay, so where's you going with this now? Him, Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I just, all these little life events that impact me significantly, I'm like, wait a minute, Tom Cruise did that. Like,
what would Tom Cruise do?
What would Tom Cruise do? It's crazy. Trying to do a hair like that from Mission Impossible. I'm like, Tom Cruise looks really good in that. I think I'd look good in that too. It's like, what is going on in my brain?
What are you gonna do when I first roll up on the Top Gun bike and you see it?
Oh my God.
Do you need a moment alone with your?
I might need a moment alone. Yeah, I'll put my aviators on and I'll sit on it. Like I said, my dad had that same bike, that same paint and everything. He had this 600, not the 900 that Tom
Cruise.
The red
and silvery one I had. Yeah, yes. Before.
And back in the 80s and 90s, when life was a little bit more fun and dangerous, my dad would put me on the gas tank. We go rip through Central Ohio.
Wait, how old were you then?
With no helmet.
Wait, how old were you though?
Oh, first time on that bike, probably 3.
Oh, really? On the tank?
Oh yeah, just puts me right in the tank, and you just ride it around. Just go tearing ass all over the countryside.
All right. That's fun.
And then my dad's like, well, why'd you crash my car going like 90 miles an hour? He's like, well, you kind of programmed me as a kid to like going fast. It's like, what do you expect? What do you think's gonna happen?
I remember when I was a little kid, man. God, how old was I? Couldn't have been more than 3. My dad had a 67 327 Corvette convertible. Marine blue interior, side pipes. Oh, wait, no side pipes. No side pipes. And I remember being out in the countryside and he just hit it. He had to be doing 100 miles an hour, easy. Because I remember like the feeling of the wind. It was like, I just remember this like envelope, just push. That's what it felt like, this thing, like this like blanket of force of the wind. That's what I remember from being like 3 years old.
That is one thing I miss, and I think Porsche is the only manufacturer, that is doing that, but doing the full color interiors that you can possibly get with an exterior color.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I always love that about classic cars, where they have
crazy interiors, houndstooth and stuff.
Yes, or just like the entire interior,
or like tartan,
is just the leather version of the outside.
Right.
It is just it's art.
The new Corvettes are doing that now. So I think you get like a red interior, blue, yellow even.
When GM launched the site, I got on there and it was like the worst website in the world, because I'm pretty sure I was one of like 500,000.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous number of people crowding that site. But that was fun to do. I love specking out that stuff online. They've done a good job about bringing that old school, solid color interior. It's so striking. It's such a pleasant experience.
I don't remember how I found this, so don't get mad at me. I'm gonna do a spoiler alert on GM right now. So you know how I ripped their steering wheel, a new one, online? Deservedly so, it's garbage. They're gonna offer a racing steering wheel pretty soon.
Ooh.
I can't take credit for it, but they know their steering wheel sucks too.
I mean, that's the importance of these videos.
Yes,
it is a good message out there.
It is. We had another topic of conversation, but we're talking about cars now. We should keep talking about cars.
Let's go with the cars.
You have a 911.
I have a 911, and I almost...
What is this thing? What year is this?
This is a 2007 that would make it a 997.1.
Okay, why do Porsche people do that? It's a 911 turbo.
Like, it's weird. Like, once you get into Porsches, it's like kind of getting into the mob.
Okay.
Like, you just kind of go...
Is it a cool mob or is it like a geek mob?
It's... With Porsches, it's a very eclectic mob. So you get guys like me.
Like everybody.
Yeah, so I'm a non-purist.
Yeah.
My goal...
You thought about putting an LS and stuff.
Yeah, like I'm 1,000 horsepower, 1,000 wheel horsepower.
Right.
5 years from now or sooner, like that's
complete
my thing.
madness.
Yeah, carbon fiber everywhere. Just make it totally, almost unbearable to drive.
Right.
I want to make a total monster out of it. And then in my Porsche Club America Club here in Central Ohio, you get the purists, guys who just drive completely a good buddy of mine. His name's Mike.
Okay.
He puts on an awesome cruise. Big Cars and Coffee dude. Just a really nice guy. Mm-hmm. And he has a same car, except his is Arctic Silver. He has a cocoa brown interior, but it's all stock. And we get along just fine.
Well, he's a nice guy, and he drives spiritedly.
He is a very spirited driver. That man knows how to use every single, I think from the factory, 480 horsepower from that car. And meanwhile, I'm back here pushing close to 6 to the wheels with the upgrades.
Are you getting horsepower?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Roughly. Anywhere from 550 to 6 based on what Cobb Tuning has told me, along with the other things I've done. And it's just like, you can't get away from this guy. It's like, how is this gentleman, because obviously he's a good driver, is putting all the power down and still, making it tough for me to get away from him. It's interesting. But yeah, it's an eclectic mafia. We all get along. Like Jerry Seinfeld's, we would not be friends.
Why?
He is a super purist. He is like the elitist level of Porsche
He's so
collecting.
elitist, he's like, I'm going to wear new athletic shoes with my blazer and drive my lightweight whatever.
He's going to drive his Carrera RS from the 70s. That's like $1 million car daily. Yeah, that's he's in the Porsche mob, but like he's on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, but I feel like if you get that far in, you need to leave.
I guess he sold off a lot of his inventory.
Did he? I
don't know why, but yeah, I think you get to a point where it's like, maybe I should get into Lamborghinis now, or airplanes or something. I don't know.
Because you like them, or because of the group of people? Because I could care less.
I just feel like Seinfeld is just like apexed to this point in the Porsche mafia where it's just like there's nothing he can't have or hasn't already owned. It's like, what's next? He's just gonna get older and buy the next GT cars that comes out. It is a boomer thing.
What's up with that? They get their collection, and once it gets there, then they're just like, I'm done. I don't know what to do with life anymore.
I think it's a lack of imagination. Which is strange because when you're worth almost $1 billion,
right?
I mean, I would need 2 lifetimes.
Do you think they get to the point where they're tired?
Stuff. That could be very as well. They might just be tired of the fame, tired of the lifestyle. They don't care about it anymore, and it's just old to them, and they just cling on to these old cars that are worth a lot of money. They don't really do much. Yeah,
nostalgia is good. I like to revisit it from time to time. But at the same time, too, I like to kick myself in the pants to try to embrace something new. Or be worth the time, or like know what's going on.
Exactly.
Even if I'm an old fogey, just know what's going on.
Or if you're embracing the nostalgia, make it relevant again.
Right.
It doesn't take that much brain power to... Like if I had an old school Porsche.
Okay.
Like $1 million Porsche. Me and my financial means, I would obviously sell that right away.
You can have like an old 550 replica.
I'd share it with somebody, or I wouldn't just.
Well, that's what I did with Genius Garage.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point to have this stuff if they can do better, or you can share them and do something.
I don't want to.
There's a disconnect.
Exactly. Utilize it to its full potential.
Right.
There's young folks out there. There's all kinds of people out there that would like to interact and be around it, and then maybe learn something from it.
I taught that one kid to drive stick in the Viper. Remember when I got 10,000 subscribers?
Yeah, that's cool.
He was fine.
You made him write essays, right?
I made him write into like what they do to better their community.
That's
why are you
awesome.
a car guy? Because that was it. I'm not gonna. Why would I help you if you're not doing anything for anybody else?
That's old school too. That's a good way, because that's where I think you can really get some honesty out of complete strangers.
It's true. Do you know where?
Unless they can BS a paper really good.
Okay,
that's how I made it through college. I BS papers.
You know the 2 places I got that imparted on me to have that idea or really stick with me? One, my grandfather. Okay, because he cared about his community forever in terms of knowing that. And I'm not saying who, but the biggest contributor to Genius Garage while I was building it, one day he said to me, he and his wife were talking, he goes, Casey, you do all these things for young people, and we're doing this together to better their lives. But what are you doing to get them to want to better the lives of other people in the future? And I was like, a major aha moment. I'm like, holy crap. So
Train the trainer to train.
Right.
That's a tough job.
Yeah. You don't just do it once. You got to keep it going. So that's why we started doing things that would be volunteer, like, and bringing that. And that's why with these college students, I want to get them involved with mentoring even younger ones with aviation or automotive or whatnot.
Cars.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. So you kind of like Vipers now. What's up with that?
So you were kind enough to meet me at the airport.
Well, you gave me a ride in a helicopter, so.
But I've always liked it. It's been a poster. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. We're roughly the same age. I'm a little bit younger. Viper has always been that car that just looks completely different from everything. It's its own entity. Yeah. It's like you can't even call it a car. It's like a dragon or something, folklore. It is just such a cool thing. I've loved it ever since I was a kid.
It does have an organic presence.
Yes.
It's more of an animal than a machine.
Like you said in the Petrolicious, it is just timeless. It's something really special. The story behind it's really cool too.
That one has a story, yeah.
Sweet story. So it's just like the perfect combination of everything. Like its design, the fact that it's at the time, the biggest motor ever made for an automobile. Except for like
modern times. Not like of like
the old school ones from like the 20s and 30s. Yeah, pre-war stuff with like 16 cylinders.
They had like trash cans for cylinders.
Yeah. Like 2-stroke diesel boat motors, like a cat. No, but just everything that surrounds the Viper, I'm a total fanboy for it. And then when you were nice enough to take me around in it, it just blew my mind that yours was a Gen 2 GTS. So a little bit older. I own cars too, yeah. So it's a little bit older than mine, but a car that's 20 years old feels like that. And what blew my mind the most was the
shifter?
The transmission. How
it's right there.
It's right there. I never
thought
of it.
In the metal.
It feels like a bolt action rifle.
Yes.
I was just like, oh my. And I wasn't even driving it. You're like, put it in the second gear. And I'm like, oh, okay.
You about lost me.
I was like, I can't change my pants, man. That felt so good. Felt so good. The way it drove, it handled superbly. Some of the details you were telling me, like essentially it is kind of like a boutique car. They were still kind of hand built that time. Yeah. Fiberglass body, or excuse me, fiberglass panels over. Yeah, just
that some geeks will lose their mind.
Just too cool. And then the fact that you got this huge American motor under the hood, and it's just like, why wouldn't any man who considers himself manly not want to have one?
Yeah, there's no BS on. There's no traction control or ABS.
The ABS,
it's like radio, steering wheel, stick shift. Shut up.
The brake thing would freak me out a little bit.
No ABS.
Yes.
Well, sometimes
I would have to find that limit. You know what I mean? I have to establish that limit.
Wait,
and then be like, okay, that's where I stop.
Dude, I think it was the last time I came to hang out with you. I was coming down through Columbus, and I was on Old 315, Old River Road, north of there.
Yes.
And I was ripping through, and I see like a 1988 Volkswagen Scirocco, like I used to have, and I'm like, that thing looks nice. Oh! And I had to like turn around. Maybe it's for sale. So I turn around real fast. I come ripping back. I'm like, wop, wop, wop. Come over the crest of the hill, and I'm like, oh wait, I got to turn right there. I lay on the brakes, and I end up leaving like 2 patches for a long way, sliding up to see a old Volkswagen. I left a note. They never called me. They don't want to sell it. I thought it was cool.
It's probably the northern end of Columbus people. Those kind of people are a little.
Oh, are they?
A little into themselves too much.
Ew.
They would probably alert the authorities if they saw a note on their car.
He was broken down, so he had his own note saying, I broke down, I'll come back and get it.
I want the Viper.
Yeah, so I slid. You want the Viper?
I want the Viper.
You need the Viper.
So bad. I gotta get it. I gotta pay this thing off.
You're gonna get an old one? Wait, that's the thing about cars. We're talking about this. Cars for young people. It needs to feel like an experience.
Yes. So
what does that mean to you?
So I am fortunate enough to have a couple cool cars. But the 911 is just it's a Porsche. It's pretty perfect.
Porsches make good everyday cars.
It's a good everyday car.
Like even in winter.
Yes. Yeah. But I already have like an everyday car that's exciting.
Right. You have that what?
It's a
Beamer, right?
C63 AMG.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Got the Merc.
That thing's nasty.
It's a 4-door Corvette. Love that thing. But so that keeps me satisfied as a daily driver. And then this is my kind of like special car. But I love it so much, I almost drive it daily as long as it's weather out. But I want something like really special.
Yes.
And
it's kind of like that crazy girl that's really fun for like a day or a weekend.
Yes.
But you don't want to be with her for like a week. You know what I mean?
Something that I will actually start, let's say Monday, when I start my work week, I will plan the day of the week just for that car. Like I want it to be super special. And the first generations with the RTs.
The RT10s.
Yes, with the
no roof. no locks. No,
it's like I can't
roof.
take that everywhere. I mean, I could because it is a car, but at the same time, you got to worry about theft and all kinds of other problems associated with having a car like that. And it's just like, well, that just makes the whole experience even more awesome. It takes everything that I felt in your car when you took me around. That first time
it's got side pipes,
and it's got side pipes. So it's like, I love your GTS, but side pipes.
You can make it have side pipes. You just hole saw out a hole and then put a 90-degree turn there.
I don't want to. I just want to buy it.
Okay, well, you know.
But the it never happened. I want the.
You know what you could do? You get a GTS. You make it be side pipes so that you can put a massive natty diffuser on the back of it.
Ooh. I saw one of those on Google. I was looking at that. There are side pipe things I've seen as well. But I'll just get the RT10 because it just makes the experience with the. Always been a fan of Cobras ever since I was a kid. That was like my dad's dream car. And of course, you know, if I looked up to my dad a lot, so I was like, oh yeah, that'd be a great dream car.
Yeah.
If I had a like $500,000, $1 million to buy an original.
Wait. Oh,
Cobra,
yeah, a lot of money.
But anyway, like the old school RT10 without the roof is kind of like that. It kind of has that,
exactly
vibe, that aura to it.
Plus, it's actually better, to be perfectly honest, because I've driven around like original Cobras and exact aluminum replicas, and they're cool. But well, actually, they're insane. Actually, they've made like some of the nicer replicas more reasonable to drive.
Yeah, they've seen them. Cars and coffee.
Hairy bastards.
Really?
Oh yeah.
But I don't want.
If you want an experience that's like, it makes a P51 Mustang feel like it's got to feel like a luxury vehicle.
I'm hoping they get that same experience in an older Viper.
Yeah, I think you would.
And since you really can't drive it every day, just the way it's set up. Like I would just look forward to driving it that 1 or 2 days a week, and it would just be a whole event. And being car guys, we get this disgusting and like grotesque amount of pleasure from driving these things. Just having that special event car would be like the coolest thing in the world. That would complete my like dream garage. I don't need or want that many things. I buy the cars and they make me feel great. They release the dopamine. They do their job. And then if I could just have one to just release this little extra bit of dopamine on this one extra day, that's what I want.
We're junkies. We're freaking junkies. You know, for me, especially doing Genius Garage, which makes me broke because I can't go like have a normal living and job. I have to try to make this be something. Since I can't afford to do the car thing I used to be, I'm super into bikes now again. Because that is an experience in that same way.
I always see some of them in the background of the Genius Garage.
Yes.
I'm always kind of curious.
They're not Genius Garages, they're mine. They're mine.
Well, regardless, they're awesome.
Fair enough.
And that's one thing in the car community. I only know one friend, well now two, that do the bike stuff. And it's like, I don't really know a whole lot about it. My bike career was cut short because I'm so much younger and stupider back in the day, and I totaled a Harley under the influence
of dopamine. Okay.
And anyway, kind of put the bikes in retirement. But it's nice to see, and especially like the Ducati. I lived in Italy for 4 years, by the way, and I saw a lot of Dukies over there, and it's just like the coolest thing in the world. So you got that. You're doing Maverick's bike. And
back to the Tom Cruise thing.
I don't know. You're really inspiring me. I got to get back into it. Plus, the other good thing for me, because I own a Porsche 911. I'm not a rich man though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Hey, that's a topic of conversation. So everybody thinks everybody's rich all the time. Or like, what can you say about people being normal that are interested in cars that maybe originally were owned by a rich guy? Like, what's that whole world like?
So, what do you mean, originally owned?
Well, like my Viper, I drive around and people think I'm freaking rich because the car in '97 was like 89 grand. I bought it, dude. I bought that car for $27,000 or $28,000 like 10 years ago or something, with 19,000 miles on it. That's less than the price of the average new car in America.
So that wasn't that bad. And I got a loan on it. I just didn't walk into the dealership here in Central Ohio and was like, here's a check, paid in full, I'll take my Porsche now. No, I make payments on it. That's how I afford this car.
I have gold bullion. Is that acceptable?
I worked very hard to get my credit score good enough so a bank would be like, I think we can trust this guy for 5 years. And then, yeah, so it is kind of an expensive car payment, but it's not that bad. It's manageable.
Right.
You know, all you have to do is work your butt off, be semi-responsible with money.
Right.
And it helps not being, I didn't come from a family with money. I grew up lower middle class. So I know the value of $1. That helps out a lot too, so you can budget.
That is true.
But they're very obtainable. And then knowing how to shop for a good used car.
That's true too. And knowing how to like smell BS when you need to work on it, or having people you can trust with.
Exactly. And then anticipation. Our other pilot buddy, Jeff.
Yes.
He just got his R8. He got his dream R8.
I'm kind of jealous. It's white with a 6-shift.
Super sweet. Yeah, gated.
That's exactly the R8 I want. So he sent it to me. I'm like,
just picked it up, and then I got a text today, not long before he showed up, and he's freaking out about his one of the, I guess the R8s have dual hood latch mechanisms. One of them's not working properly. And I told him, this is one of the things you got to anticipate as a second or third owner of a supercar. Is you got to have a little bit of money set aside for those second owner problems.
Right.
I did that with this thing, and it saved my butt.
Okay.
I set aside $2,000 that I saved up for. It's not like I magically just accrued to $2,000. It's like,
I'll just pull this out of the rafters.
For several years, I've been wanting to get a supercar. You know, something fast, something exciting, something awesome. You just save for it.
Right.
And when you make the decision to pull the trigger, then you start saving an additional fund for your second owner problems. I did that. I was smart about that. It's a gloatery thing. And my master cylinder went out. This car had 28,000 miles. That was accrued.
What, master brake? Clutch? What?
Clutch, sorry.
Gotcha.
That went out right away. So, you know, clutch pedal all the way to the floor. Owned the car for 2 weeks. And I'm like, just calm down. It's not a POS. It's a Porsche. It's a great car. It's very reliable. I'm just dealing with second owner problems.
Right.
But I anticipated that, and that's why I can still afford to keep it.
Right.
So planning, like everybody can own a really cool car.
Yeah.
Almost everybody. As long as you're like above the poverty line.
You need to be able to take care of it too. Otherwise you're not going to own it very long.
You just have to be smart with money.
Right. Well, and the other thing too
Not really smart, careful, I guess. Or plan. Anticipate.
Intelligent.
Plan. Yes.
You know, the other thing too is it's not about how much the car costs. It's just not like how cool a car is. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah. If I cared about that, I would still be saving money for some ridiculous $500,000 car.
Right. Like, okay, my Viper. I don't know. Like, I bought it for 20 something, right? It's freaking cool. Like, is it that much cooler than if I spent $500,000 on some Ferrari?
No, not at all.
Like, am I getting nearly $500,000 worth of enjoyment? If I could. You know what I mean? But like, at the same time too, if there's somebody young out there that saves up and buys like a Porsche 944 for $4,000 and takes care of it and fixes it up, that's freaking cool too, right?
Yes. It's what you want to get out of the machine. You want to develop this, it's like riding the dragon.
Yeah.
It's this crazy, expensive, sometimes expensive.
Sometimes, yeah.
But this kind of intimidating beast that you're going to get inside and that you are going to connect with.
Yeah.
And that's...
You have to feed the dragon. You have to know to care.
Exactly.
Take it.
You got to control the dragon or it'll bite you. And that's what I do with this thing. It's cool because it is a Porsche.
Yeah.
You know, you do kind of get some stares on the road. And It's kind of nice. It's like, oh yeah, you know,
Do you?
I've done well for myself.
Like being a Porsche person, do you, Philip?
This is my little pat on the back.
Oh, Porsche people.
I've survived 33 years without getting killed, despite countless times of me trying to do that.
You're pretty bad at that.
Stupid things I've done in my life. You know, it's my little pat on the back. You know, when someone drives by, it's like, yeah, it's a cool car. It's like, oh, thanks, man. You should get in here with me. Like, because I'm feeling it right now. I love this car. It just makes me sweat, just pure passion. I love it. That's why we're car guys. It's just having the connection with the machine, regardless of what it is.
Yes.
One of the cars that I regret selling to this day, and I had to sell it to trade-in for this car so I can afford it, was my Mitsubishi Evo 10. A super obtainable, well, kind of not right now because they stopped manufacturing. They're in this weird area.
Yeah, yeah.
But like a rally car, like a Subaru WRX Evo 10. Like Evo, are there turbo Focuses? I'm not up to par.
I think so.
Hot hatches.
It's not my
things
world.
like that.
I paid attention to hot hatches until like 91, and then I don't know anything.
Yeah, what was that? Tommy Mackinnon days?
I don't know.
No, that's later.
That's Volkswagen Corrado days.
Okay.
I stopped paying attention after that.
But those 4-cylinder turbo all-wheel drive Japanese cars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very obtainable, and I absolutely adored that car.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was my only car for 8 years, and did everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It invoked that sweat of passion driving this thing, or the Viper. But it also had 4 doors and hauled stuff from point A to point B. It was just a great car. I loved it, and if I could find it and buy it again today, I would, because I loved it so much. But it's not a freaking crazy expensive car. It's an Evo 10.
That's true.
It's a very obtainable car, but it's not the price tag about it. It's what it did to me.
Yeah,
that car
it is.
took me all over the country and put so many smiles on my face, and I just loved it. It's the passion that you create with a car.
So on that note too, sometimes, and this will be my last note on it, there's a lot of cars that I would love to have where the passion is so great there. But the sad thing is, oftentimes those cars that you want to attain, prices will change. And the prices of certain cars can rise so fast that honestly, you or I may never get there to be able to experience it. And then we've got to kind of go like, that's a passion I want, but if it happens, great. If it doesn't, I can still have the same kind of connection and fun elsewhere.
I am right there in that boat, because I still have some time before I can afford another fun car. So it's just like, I have this a couple years roughly before I can make another big purchase.
Right.
And it's like, what if the Viper I want just magically goes through the roof?
That's the thing.
I've been looking at Lamborghini Gallardos.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What if they stop being sub $100,000 cars and just go through the roof? I mean,
you gotta find something else.
Yeah, especially if you ever get into Porsches. Like, if I want to buy another Porsche, I'd probably be screwed. Because by the time I did have the money for, like, let's say a GT3, they'd double in price.
Exactly. Well, like for me, the Viper, the price was always down, and the reason I kept it so long is I love the car, but it was reliable, it was kick-ass. But I could never get rid of it and replace it with something more awesome for the money. It was always the right car for me, and I'm glad I got it, And you knew I had a Countach back in the day where they weren't stupid money.
Mm-hmm.
And it kills me because that's what I wanted. I wanted to keep it, but prices weren't doing anything at the time in that regard. And I love the car, but I wanted to keep moving with my life and do Genius Garage and whatnot, so I sold it. Which sucks because then the prices went to the moon and back, and I could buy a nice house and like a Murcielago and other things. But I don't know where I'm going with that. So I don't know if I'll ever, frankly, be able to have one of those again. It might not happen. But where I'm going with this is, like, even if I can never have one of those again, like, I can build or buy any of the most exotic, cool, kick-ass motorcycles I could ever want for less than 30 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So I can still have that crazy passion and love in different places too. But
yeah, you're absolutely right on that.
That Ducati I built, I bought it for $700 and started building it up. It was an old wrecked bike.
$700?
Yeah, I don't have that much money in that thing. I mean, it looks gorgeous because I put a lot of time in it, but yeah, you can build something.
I'm definitely calling you when it's bike time.
Yeah.
$700? That's awesome.
Well, I have more than that in it, but I don't know. I might have like two. I don't have that much money in it.
I could shovel driveways this winter and make
Don't think you're going to buy it from me, though, okay? Because, like, labor and skill is worth something.
I got to find out where you keep it.
Whatever.
I'm going to Tom Cruise it out of there in my Mission Impossible hair.
Well, you'll have a hard time picking the Tom Cruise Top Gun bike.
I'd probably crash at the end of the driveway. I've been on a bike in years.
I've done that before once. I did. It was a Ducati. I was all bothered from a girlfriend that was, I did something really dumb that relates to, we're going to bring this full circle to end it. You want to hear my dumb Tom Cruise thing I did?
Okay, but Tom Cruise and dumb in the same sentence.
No, I screwed it up. He did it better.
Okay, all right. Is that okay? Right. That makes sense. That's very Tom Cruise.
I haven't said this in a thing. So this is one of my young, dumb things I did. So I had the Ducati. I was all bothered by this girlfriend I had. I was young. I was dumb. I was falling in love. You're all messed up, right?
Yes.
You're a hot mess.
When you're a young man.
Yeah. So I was all pissed off, and I went to jump on the motorcycle. And my mother saw this, and she was yelling at me not to go ride because I was all bothered. I swear to God, just in like the movie, I went, oh, I can't hear you. And then left, and I made it 150 feet before I got on the front brake so hard, I low-sided it and washed it right out.
kind of bad.
But
you learned something from it, though, right?
I learned I'm not as cool as Tom Cruise.
It's hard to be as cool as Tom Cruise.
It is hard to be as cool as Tom Cruise.
I don't know how he does it.
That's the best lesson for it. By the way, what temperature is it in this great garage of yours right now?
It's cold right now.
40?
Probably.
I'm glad I have apple juice.
I have not installed the heater yet. Once I get the heater installed, then it's going to be like a jazzercise video and you're just going to be sweating.
It's crazy. Simmons. All right. In the meantime, you guys, that's it for today. I hope you will like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, man.
Thank you.